This was on mute.
I had muted us? How? I've never done that.
I don't know. It says it was muted.
I don't even know how that happens.
It's got a mute button on it.
I know when you pulled it out of there to try to adjust it, you hit it.
It was my fault.
It's Crystal's fault.
Box of lies.
100%. Sorry about that.
It's working now.
So now it's working.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to Plant Bar. If you couldn't read lips, I'll just re-say what I said in a different way because I don't remember what I said. Welcome to the Plant Bar live show. It's Tuesday, June 24th. Drop in the chat. What did I say?
Where are you watching?
Where are you watching from and your favorite tropical plant? I'm just getting myself situated here so we can get into today's live show.
You should also show off that epic shirt you're wearing there.
So for Father's Day, I'm too short though is the problem. The bar is too tall. It's one or the other.
The bar is too tall. Honey.
That's what we're gonna say.
Yeah.
So
woohoo, Arizona! What's up, Arizona in the house?
Nice and hot. So I got this shirt here. I'll be on my tippy toes for Father's Day. This is what Crystal got me. I think that's what this was for.
Yeah, it's for Father's Day. I made it for you. But
it says,
I also made one for me that says David.
Crystal, my queen, and it's got a whole bunch of pictures of her as a gangster. This is as gangster as I get, I guess. What is this, 90s?
Yeah, 90s
in
gangster.
the 90s, you went to the fair, right? You go to the fair, and they would airbrush this, though, right?
I don't know. Just like you
I don't
looked up
know.
like old
Graffiti,
school rapper shirts.
Old school rapper thing. Thank you,
I don't think
Crystal,
they've
for the
got it.
shirt. I love it. I'll wear it.
To camp?
Yeah, I'll wear it to camp.
And that's probably about it.
I'm wearing it today in front of people on the internet.
Oh, Renee said that her car is in the driveway. Just has an attitude like her.
So does that mean the car is running, or it's what is it? I may rise, but I refuse to shine. Is the car risen but not shining?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So on today's live show, we are going to be, as the title says, we are going to be doing a show on air layering. And so that's what this Puakenikeni tree is here. So I'm going to be showing how to air layer this small tree because it got really, really woody, and I want to make some babies through that. So if you don't know what air layering is, I'll let you know. So air layering, try to move this a little closer, and I'm going to use this old thing. So I'll do my best here. Because it's a tree, it's got to be a little lower and then bring it up. But air layering is forcing the plant to root within the plant. So you don't have to make the cutting and then root it. We're going to cut into the stem of the tree and then create a space that it will root for later. And then we can cut below the roots. And then we still have the plant that'll create new stems. And then we'll have this new plant. So the key the key reason to do this is that a lot of trees don't flower for like a long time, or certain trees like this Puakenikeni tree. If you get a variety that hasn't flowered or won't flower, then, or you try to get it from seed, like you're not getting flowers. The only way you get flowers true to what the mother plant is through air layering. And so that's what we're going to be doing today with this Puakenikeni tree. Doesn't really require a lot of things, and it also can be done to different tropical plants. So here in the chat, or if you're watching back, feel free to comment. Have you ever tried to propagate a tree or a woody plant before? And if you did, what method did you do? Let me reach out. So last week, was it last week that we chopped up that ficus, or was it 2 weeks ago?
Chopped up the ficus?
2 weeks ago. Show you some progress before we get into here.
Hi, Lizzie. Renee says they cleared. Oh, this is about her car. They cleared the air, tightened a couple of bolts, drove all my gas out, and couldn't get it to duplicate the air. I hope they refilled your tank.
Typical thing, like it happens to you, and then the mechanics can't replicate it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just dropping in, feel free to say hi, say where you're watching from, and your favorite tropical plant. This is a different way that you can propagate. These are ficus trees. This is waxleaf ficus that a friend had given to me, and I made some cuttings, and I believe this is two weeks post cutting. So I cut them. I put them in water. I think they sat in the water far too long, maybe a couple of weeks, and um, then I propagated them into soil. So these are cuttings into soil, and we have some leaves already showing on this one. This is a top cutting, so this one's going to probably be pretty quick, as well as this one. So you can see like the top cuttings take much quicker. They're already rooted. This is a mid cutting, and it's a little loose in there. I don't want to pull too hard. Um, these other ones seemed rooted. These are all mid cuttings, and then these ones probably aren't going to take, but we'll leave them in there and see what happens. There was can't leave the stuff in water too long. So this is one way that you could propagate tropical trees, through cuttings, placing them in a loose, airy soil, and then watering that way. Just takes a while. And then this way versus what we're going to show you today, this maybe won't necessarily stay true to the original plant that you had. It might morph back to something else. So we'll see what happens with these. But this is a couple weeks, I think. A couple weeks in, and we got some progress on some of these. I have a whole bunch more that we did. And I put them in these so that I could get a bunch of cuttings in one, and then I'll transfer them into individual 1 gallon pots once they get rooted a little more. All right, let me put these back. Woo. This thing is like, there's no other way to do this. Sorry. So here's what you need to air layer. It's pretty simple as far as the tools that you need. There is a time frame that you got to wait. You got to be patient. And then as it's after you've done the air layering, there is some things that you got to do. So we're going to talk through all that today. And let's see. All right. So, I forgot some of the stuff inside. Can you grab it?
Yes, I'm still trying to promote our YouTube.
Okay.
What
So
did you forget?
what you need is a sharp knife or a blade. I like to use rooting hormone. So we're using which one is this? 3. Rooting hormone 3.
Yeah, I'll be ready to go in a second.
Rooting hormone. And then that's the next step. While she's getting that, I'm gonna do this. So we've been slowly taking apart this tree, and I'm gonna use the rest of the inside for now. This is an old Christmas tree that we started and we never finished. So we took a lot of the cuttings off and re-propagated them. But I am going to use this sphagnum moss today. I'm going to take this out while she's going to get that stuff. We want to get this sphagnum moss, and you want to wet it. So we need some wet sphagnum moss. And then what she's going to go get is plastic bags. We're just going to use baggies, like Ziploc baggies. And
I gotta turn my mic off.
when you go in there and it's like craziness. Just on the table in there, there's let's see, foil. So we need some foil. And then twist ties. Ideally, the zip ties are best, but I'm just going to use some string because I don't think I have any. So today was, typical Tuesday for me, like running all over the place. And before I knew it, it was time to film, and I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I hadn't had time to get everything that I needed.
You didn't tell me all the things.
What?
Oh, that's That's it.
Ziploc baggies, we won't need this many, but a Ziploc baggie, foil, maybe with a better box than this one. And we got this sphagnum moss here. And that's it. That's all you need. So I'm going to get the remainder of this out. And
Okay.
while we're going, Crystal will let me know what's going on in the chat.
Renee's telling us about she said they retrained it, asked if that was like spanking it or something. What? Guess that's about the car. She put pineapple top in water.
Pineapple top in the water to get it to root. Nice. Oh, we actually have another. This was that baby pineapple. We ate the other one. But this was the real little one, right? You can see like the size of it compared to my hand. It's really small. So we need to cut this one, Crystal. This one was started from water, but didn't have a good care routine in between. So if once you get your pineapple plant growing, don't forget to fertilize with balanced fertilizer once every 3 months. If you do forget, it's not the end of the world. It won't stop growing. You just might end up with pineapple like this. Okay, I guess that'll be good enough for that. Let me get a bowl. The sphagnum moss needs to be wet. So I'll do that real quick. Wet the sphagnum moss. Okay. So this might be a new way for you guys watching to propagate. Sometimes it seems like it's daunting or maybe a little above what you're used to, but it's really not. It's not super difficult to do. So we're gonna get into that now that I've got everything I need here. Oh, let me just clean this up a little bit. So I'm gonna slide this over and I'll be working and hopefully it's enough space. Just clean this up. So if it took you a little bit to get on, this is David with the Plant Bar, and today we are doing a live show showing how to air layer tropical plants, and we're going to be air layering this Puakenikeni tree. I've had it for maybe just a couple years. It was really small when I got it, and it's still not huge. These trees get to be about 20 to 30 feet tall maximum though, so it's a smaller tree. That's a tropical tree, so grown outdoors in tropical climates, indoors if you have nice bright light and high humidity. So okay, so we got sharp knife and rooting hormone, and then baggie. That's the first things we need. Oh, the other thing you need is string. Forgot. I guess I said the cable ties, but I don't have any cable ties, so I'm just going to use what's back here. We're going to use string, and so I'm going to get into it. I'm going to slide this over a little bit. If you're following along and you have questions of what I'm doing, I'll try to talk through and over discuss exactly what I'm looking for and what I'm doing. But if you have a question, feel free to stop, ask Crystal. Crystal's moderating, and she'll stop me. She'll wave her hands. So I can't see any of the comments or anything. I'm just talking to you guys to the phone today. So what we want to do is okay. Air layering can only be done on woody ornamental plants. So what that means is the stems need to be woody in nature so that it's got It's got some bark, and then it's got an inner layer. And so what we are going to be doing is cutting out the outside bark into what's called the cambium. And by cutting that out, it's that layer is what usually sends the fluids through. So it's going to force the tree to send roots, and that's what we're going to be doing. So first step is, okay, we got all of our tools. Now we need to know, all right, so where am I doing this? Where am I doing this air layering at? So you want to usually give yourself about 12 to 18 inches at least of plant. So that's the one thing. You need to have at least 12 to 18 inches of stem and tree that you're going to be air layering. Second thing is you want to find, it's a larger tree, find some stems that maybe you don't want anymore, like you were originally cut it. So this way, after you cut it, it could be gone. Okay, so that's second thing. Third thing is we want to make sure that we get a branch that is the right size. So one of the mistakes is that you get something too young. So this one here, this is too young, or we're down here at the base, which I guess you can't really see too well, but the base trunk is too old. So we need something in the middle. So we're thinking like a good teenage branch to chop off. And so this branch here is a good this is a good candidate. And what I want to do is I I don't want to eliminate this branch altogether. I'm gonna, wherever I cut it, then there'll be a new stem that grows back, and I'm gonna allow that to kind of bush out a little more. So I'm not going to make the cut way down here. I don't know if can we see down here? Okay. So you could do this if you didn't want this branch, you put it down here and then cut below it, and then now this stem's gone. But what I want to do is, all right, I need 12 to 18 inches. So right in here is going to be the first one that I do. It's going to be right in here, right in this area that I'm going to do this at. So we've picked it out, right? So step one is make sure it's long enough. Step two, make sure that it's a branch maybe that you don't want, so that you can be selective in what you're doing. Third, make sure you get the right size. So it can't be too young, can't be too old. Like down here on the woody stem, it's not going to work. So right here is a good sweet spot, and then that would translate to all these other branches here. Actually, yeah, maybe a little higher up on these two. Well, this one could be down here. This back one is going to be a little higher. So once we do that, then what we're going to do, we've got to, and make sure, I guess also make sure that the branch is healthy. We want it to have vigor, like it's actively growing, it's happy. And then what we want to do is we're going to make two cuts around this. So we're going to take our knife, and you're not going to cut all the way through. You're going to cut into it and then go around, and then do the same thing. When you push in, you can kind of feel it. You'll feel the outer layer of bark, and then, but then it won't go anymore. So you don't want to push it through. You want to cut into that. So we make our first cut here. Make sure it's good. And when you're doing this, make sure you've got a clean, sharp blade. And then we're going to go about an inch below it and do the same thing on the other side. All right. So I'll make this cut here.
David Painter wants to know where Stella is.
She's back at her stepmom's house, stepdad's house,
Stepdad's house.
stepdad. Yeah, she's not back here yet. We sent her home.
No, she won't be over tonight.
No, I think those friends are at 6. 6. So there's a musical. Running through Honolulu. 6. Did I get it right? 6. I'm not. I'm trying to be better. Misha is totally into musicals, and I'm. Six Wives of King Henry, and it's a musical. I know that Misha and Crystal are going tomorrow. I didn't get invited.
You wouldn't like it. It's not a regular musical either. It's different.
Sorry to let you down. Uh, we'll try to have Stella here more often. All right. So once we go around, next thing is so we're gonna strip this outer layer. So I'll start here just so I can see it, and then I'll work my way around. And you're gonna cut down until you see some. It's gonna be white. Okay. So then I'll do this side, and I'll do it slowly. So the first one, see how it's green? Can you pick up the green? So yeah, maybe zoom in real quick, just so they can see what we're doing. Okay. So this is super important. You got to get to the right. You got to get to the sweet spot of the plant to make this work. So you shave in. Just that's why you make those slits. So you can start at the top and come in. So this is green. You want to go a little lower than the green till it's white. See how it changes to white? So that is the color we want, white, like that. And then we just follow around and do the same thing. There it is. So it's white. And so what we've done, so woody plants, they send their nutrients through the outer layers of bark, and so we're cutting that off. Nothing's going to go through here anymore. It's going to force the plant to root, to force the plant to get roots right here because we're going to give it an environment that will allow it to root. What happened?
David's sad that Still is not going to be here tonight. Still will have to make an appearance next week.
You know what's funny is that he remembers that doll's name.
He doesn't. He called her the cute mannequin.
Oh.
David wants to know where your cute mannequin is. I just said Stella.
So when you're doing this, obviously be safe. If you need to wear gloves, and always cut away from you. Boy Scout rule number 1. All right, so once I've got it like that, it's nice and white, ready to go. Next step for me is I like to use some rooting hormone. So I'm going to dab this and then just rub it all over this. This is going to encourage the plant to force out some roots right here. So you can be liberal with it. Get it all around the outside. There we go. Okay. So that's step 2 for this part. Next part, you get your sphagnum moss, wet sphagnum moss. You wring out. You want it to be moist, but maybe not too much.
I have it pretty zoomed in right now.
Oh, okay. So we're getting sphagnum moss.
I'm zooming out. I think that's actually really nice to be that close.
Sphagnum moss, and we're going to wrap it around
They kind of want to see what you're doing.
this, like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now, all we can see is you and the tree and the moss.
Ah, good.
So we can't see the bucket.
I screwed up. I dropped some. Probably should have had this maybe a little more wet than I got it. You want it to be able to stay like together. You can also use some different, you can mix in some other stuff with the sphagnum moss, but this is, I'd rather just use this. So the sphagnum moss is going to be where the roots are going to come. I'm going to take this and then take this bag and go over the top of it like that. Come on. This is the exciting part right here. And I'm concentrating, so I'm probably like sticking my tongue out. I'm doing my best here. So I'm doing this concentrating part. What plans do you guys all have for the week? What's everybody doing this week here? We are in prep mode for our camp that we're going to be going to. Oh yeah, that's a nice. That's what you want it to look like, right? Um, so some of the things that can make this thing make the air layer not successful, amongst the other things, is you some people can wrap this too loose and sometimes they wrap it too tight. So you want to get a happy medium. So what that means is you don't want to cinch this all the way because we want to keep this moist and allow just a little bit of a exchange from, outside in there, but you don't want too much to where it dries out. And when I water this down, that's going to be one of the care things. When I water it down later, we want to be able to get water in there. So wrapping each side, and this is where zip ties work a lot better than whatever rope this is that I'm using. But I'm just going to use this. I got my rope, both sides like this, and I'm going to do this side here. All right. And then check it, make sure so I don't want it super tight. I want it to allow a little bit in there. Make sure that's good. Last step is going to be here. We're going to use a little bit of foil because the roots don't like light. When I want to check on this, I will remove the foil and then come back another time, or when I'm done looking at it, if it's not ready to cut, then I will put new foil back. So that's one, and I'm going to continue that around because this guy is way too leggy, and it's time to make him not so leggy. So I'll try to move this. Uh, what have you usually used to? I know we had one comment. Uh, what have you used to try to propagate plants?
I can't even see your
I know I'm
face.
hiding back here. I know one of the comments was
You had like 60 people on all of a sudden, and now they dropped off.
they're like, "What is going on here? This guy's hiding behind." Well, if they were listening, they would have. I was trying to get this right here. Do I need to come back here? Is this a better angle? I was going to do this one. I was going to. We'll do yes or no. Puakenikeni trees have flowers. Yes or no?
Carmelo Anthony got rightfully charged today. I
Uh,
don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. There was other news that's kind of taking over everything.
There's some other news taking over the entire news lately, but
Unfortunately, well, I don't know. I don't.
I haven't been checking the news today.
Okay, so do Puakenikeni trees flower? Yes or no? That's the question for the chat, and then I'll have another one in a minute while I do this other one here. No googling allowed. Let's give it your best guess. You know, it's funny. I don't even know.
Renee said, yes, they do.
I got one vote for yes.
One
Any
vote for
other
yes.
ideas? And while the follow-up question is not the same question I was going to ask before, because I already forgot that one. The follow-up question is, what are the Puakenikeni flowers used for? What is it famous for? So, so the answer is yes. Puakenikeni trees do flower, and what are they famous for? I'm just getting this cut down, getting down to the white area of the plant, and I'm going to repeat the process all the way through here. So what do Puakenikeni trees? What are they? What are the flowers famous for? If nobody guesses, maybe Crystal knows.
What is it famous for?
Yeah, what is the flower known for?
You mean here?
Everywhere.
Lays?
You're not even sure.
I mean, lays? Well, because I'm like, you meaning for here? I don't know if it's famous for something somewhere else.
This is a plant that was brought to Hawaii from Polynesia on a canoe.
So it's for lace.
Yeah.
Okay. Renee said tea.
Lays is the correct answer.
It's lays.
That's a good guess, though.
The Puakenikeni lay is very pretty.
There
Very
is
strong smelling.
there is another plant that only grows here that I'm like in this tree. I hope this is fun. Okay, so they're known for their lays. They're known to be used in lays. Okay, what colored flower does the Puakenikeni tree have? Oh, I should have did it again. What color flowers? Any guesses out there?
I'm like, I know the answer.
We'll,
Sorry,
we'll-
I'm totally gonna botch your name. Astralias Creed. Probably purple. Renee says purple. So we got two people saying purple.
2 for purple. Okay. We'll keep it open. I won't say if they're wrong or right or whatever.
I will have to look more into this case about Carmelo Anthony. When you said Carmelo Anthony, I thought Casey Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony. So we got 2. Any other votes out there? We got 2 for purple. Okay, I got the sphagnum moss nice and wet, and I'm gonna wrap this around this other one.
What's that powder?
Oh, yeah, good question. This is the rooting hormone that I am using for this air layering. The white powder is a rooting hormone, which helps encourage plants to form roots. Naturally, you can use cinnamon sometimes. In this instance, you wouldn't even necessarily have to use anything, but to air layer. But I do like to use it personally. Oh wait, go that way. All right. So I meant to do it this way on the last one, so that the water stays in here. It'll be okay on the other one, but yeah. So that is this is rooting hormone. Use it a lot of the times. We got background actors here. Hold on. So flowers. Any other guesses for flowers of Puakenikeni tree? It's Puakenikeni. Puakenikeni tree. We got 2 for purple. This one's obviously not flowering right now.
Yeah, we got 2 purple. I know what the answer is.
2 for purple. Crystal says she knows what the answer is.
You asked me what color the Puakenikeni flower is?
Are you ready to tell him?
Sure.
You want to tell him?
I mean, yeah, I can.
So you guys were close because it does have a color, but it is unfortunately not purple. Puakenikeni trees are what color, Crystal?
They're like a yellow.
Crystal says yellow.
They're like a yellow white.
Oh, now it's a yellow white.
Well, you said it's a color, and I mean, is white a color?
It's a trick question.
Yeah.
I tricked you all.
That's not cool. Someone said red.
Red. You got red, purple.
White.
So if you said white, you have said
Wait a second.
one of the correct answers. So the cool thing about Puakenikeni trees is that the flower starts white, then it turns yellow,
Yep.
and it ends what color?
Like a dark yellow,
Like orange.
like orange.
So when you get a lei, if you ever come here and you get a lei from somebody that's Puakenikeni lei, you could have one that has all the colors. You could have one that's mostly, if it's like dark orange color, that means it's older flowers. What happened
Um,
on the internet right
just
now?
people laughing. No, I can't remember. Oh, yes, I remember what I was gonna say now. So the Puakenikeni flower is really nice. It has a very fragrant smell. But after the lei starts to dry out, I don't like the smell anymore.
That's just you though.
Oh no.
It's like musty.
No, it's like rancid. It gets this rancid smell because I had it in the house and I didn't know that it was that. And I was wondering, like, we have this place where we keep all of our leis, and I let it dry out on the rack, and I walked past it and it was so bad I almost threw up. So yeah, found out it was that and had to put it somewhere else. But
So they don't get to stay inside
they don't get to stay
anymore.
inside, no. But they're still pretty when they dry out. They just stink. I think they stop smelling after a while, but
But on you, it's like the most
yeah,
fragrant
when you wear it,
smell.
it's super, super nice. Like the first day.
Oh yeah, it's so nice. Okay, I'm gonna do this last one here.
You can't even see you.
I know I'm hiding, but I'm here. You can hear my
I
voice.
like
I'm like
I bet
Crystal.
people are scrolling by and like, what the frick?
Well, if they read the thing,
Okay,
you,
everybody watching, tell us where you're from.
you could like put it higher. I don't know. I don't know how else to do this, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to be a better videographer and storyteller, but that's a work in progress. Here, I'll spin this, and then I'll bring this way while you guys say where we're from. All right, so maybe this is better. Here's the guy we're doing. We're doing this one. This is the last one I'm gonna do. I just thought we had like story time going on.
There's a lot of story time. New York. Cool.
Have you ever seen a Puakenikeni tree from New York? This is a way that they will air layer. So other tropical plants, including citrus, get done this way. This is a way to keep the mother plant, and you can make it root.
Are you talking about Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
His memorial's tomorrow?
I'm lost. I'm over here in
I'm just reading chat. Chat's getting interesting.
Puakenikeni land.
Oh.
So this last one, if you're just watching, you want to scrape with the sharp blade past the green into the white. And Crystal will tell me
Yeah,
all
you're
about
right.
what's
He
going
did
on
die
in the
tomorrow.
world.
That's sad.
So when we say Michael Jackson, what Michael Jackson are we talking about?
Michael Jackson, the only Michael
Well,
Jackson.
there's actually a lot of Michael Jacksons.
He passed away tomorrow. His anniversary death date is tomorrow.
Okay. King of Pop. You still listen to his music. Comes up
I
on the
love New
playlist.
York.
New York. Yeah. I like New York too. Our friends are from upstate New York.
Yeah.
What part of New York are they
Yeah,
from?
what part of New York you from?
So Sphagnum Moss.
Our
Keep
daughter wants to go to school there.
keep it. Yeah, we might be visiting to look at schools.
Yeah, we're gonna look at
We'll
school
we'll
soon.
see how this next year goes for her. Okay, I'm gonna
Hey,
do this last one.
I should
Ooh.
ask David on the live. Do you want to be added to the Hui cooking dinner text chat?
Oh, I almost skipped a. Oh, what?
The Hui cooking dinner.
Yeah,
You want to
what's
explain to everybody what a hooey dinner is?
you know what we need is another group chat. How many group chats are you guys in? Let
Okay. Hold on, I'm reading all the chats. It's great.
me get a
Oh,
drink.
100 degrees.
Whew.
Oof. Lower metro area, but it's too woke. Oh,
Mm,
ouch. Yeah. Um, how much time do we get roots? How much time do we get roots?
that's a great question.
Hmm.
So this method of uh, propagating plants, depending on the plant, will take anywhere from 1 to 3 months. Puakenikeni, we're looking at 2 to 3 months to get roots. But the cool thing is, once this is rooted in this bag, you make the cut below, you plant it, it takes off. That's it, because it's already full of roots.
103 in Arizona is actually not that hot.
That's a beautiful day in Arizona.
That's a beautiful day
Didn't
in June in
Not
Arizona.
breaking records. Any day you're
I
not breaking the record over there is
There was a
okay.
day where David and I were there and it was 125. Like, kid you not, 125 in Yuma, Arizona. I think I wanted to die.
What were we doing there?
We were at a funeral.
That was the funeral. We were outside on that
We
day.
were outside at a funeral.
It
It
was like
was
3 in the afternoon when
And
that
David
was.
had to give the eulogy in a
I was in a
suit.
suit. Oh, it's so hot.
It's a rough day.
And it's my
Oh,
grandma
somebody said
and
very
I.
nice application,
Thank you. I loved her dearly, and so that was hard to begin with, anyways.
and then it was
And
125
it was
degrees
really hot.
outside.
Really hot. Oh my goodness. All right, so
Yeah, it gets to 100 in New York, but just not that often. It gets like it's
it gets
humid
to
there.
100 everywhere.
Well,
I
yeah,
saw a
even
thing
here.
on Visualist. I saw the Visualist. Everywhere it gets 100.
It,
Even Alaska.
what?
Yeah, they get to 100. Not every year. I guess actually I don't know if yeah, Hawaii got to 100,
It gets to
but
100
not
here.
here. That wasn't here.
It just depends. Our highest here is like what, 95?
Yeah,
Late most of the time if it gets that hot.
on
Our
this
norm
island,
is
yeah,
75 to 85 every day, year round.
every day,
But there are
morning and
days we
night.
get scorching
We get a whopping 10-degree
swing.
swing there, which kind of gets.
It's not true though. There are days where actually, well, maybe it's just us. There are days that 72 feels very cold.
That's because we've been here long enough that
Yeah.
that is cold. Anybody else would be laughing at us.
Yeah.
All right, last one. So yeah, I got the bag. So the materials needed. I'm just gonna recap kind of what I did. Is you need a sharp knife. You need a plastic baggie. Could be plastic wrap. I did bring these out. I've used water bottles before. You take the little wrap off, you cut them open, and then it's a uh, nice hard case. But you have to use zip ties with this. It won't work with the string. Sphagnum moss is what we use to go where we made the cut to encourage the plant to root in. And then we put it in the Ziploc baggie and foil to cover it up.
Yeah, I think if you're just tuning in and you don't know David's methods, he likes to use what he's got. So if you're looking at our Jimmy rigged way of doing things,
This is like reality. Like we're not gonna go out and like say, oh, go to Amazon and buy this like pre-made air layering kit. Just use what you got.
use what you got. You don't need to spend more money.
Yeah,
You
what do I
probably already
use?
spent it all on plants.
Yep, 100%. That's true over here.
Um, yeah, I know it only seems to like a little bit 3 degrees, 97 to 100, but it does make a huge difference how just a little tiny bit, so much hotter, especially if the humidity is like 100%. Yeah, I
Oh.
mean, our humidity is pretty high here, but I don't know. It's not the same as Arizona heat.
Or
I took
Florida
I took my
humidity,
girls there a
South
couple years
pitch.
ago and we went in the middle of summer and they were like, "Oh, mom, it feels like a blow dryer's in my face." It was so hot.
They're just spoiled.
And it was like 100, I think it was like 110.
We've been spoiled here.
It's pretty hot. Okay, David said to cut down the sides a bit and use the zip to zip on instead of tying.
Could use zip ties.
No, he's talking about the Ziploc baggie. You could have just Ziploc baggied it on, not tied it on.
Oh,
Might not have been secure enough.
well, no, that's probably true. But we do want this is outside, so we don't want it to blow off.
Yeah.
This string might not even be that
Wonder if I
great.
should give you
Uh,
more,
let's see. So I did three.
give more filming.
So I did three of these, and I'll check back in about a month. I'll take the foil off, um, and I'll check back. So let's talk. Let me move this out of the way so that I'm not like in the jungle on you guys.
Welcome to the jungle.
Okay.
All right, what's going on in chat?
Do you guys have any plants in your yard that you'd want to do this to, air layering? Let me know. Let us know in the chat if you've got a plant. You can do tea leaves. You can do any citrus trees. You can do scheffleras, most woody tropical plants. Let us know if you've got one that you want to do this with, and oh, and a ficus tree. You can also do this ficus
Where's your microphone?
in here.
Um, yes, Renee, that was the hot year that the girls said that the blow dryer felt like in their face. That's when we were clearing out that storage unit. It's not
Oh
fun.
yeah, I wasn't there for that.
Don't say it feels like 2020 just started. That's no, 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 no. I'm like, we're not starting over.
We're trying to move forward
No, I.
here.
They're just referring to how that it's been 5 years. I guess. Are you talking about 5 years since Michael Jackson passed away? Maybe.
So you can do a ficus tree. You could do
No, 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 no. He's not talking about that.
you could do this
Michael
with
Jackson passed away in
monstera.
2009.
That was a while ago.
I was
I'm
like,
pretty
wait.
sure it was a while ago. Okay, I'm
I
gonna
was
get
like,
that out of there. I was gonna move this out of the way. Oh, and I was gonna talk about. All right, so we did this, and then now what? Like, what do we got to do to make sure this thing thrives? That's what I wanted to talk about.
yeah, I think so. Maybe I got it wrong.
The year.
Yeah, July 20 or June 25th, 2009.
Dang, you're good.
No, I'm not. I mean, yeah, I
Well,
guess.
you said you had the right year.
It was a while ago.
Pop trivia with Crystal, she's got it
No,
covered.
no, no, no,
Plant
no.
trivia, she's okay.
I'm not a plant trivia person.
She knew one of the colors of the Puakenikeni.
Hey, I would. You were a tricky
That was a
question,
trick
though.
question.
Hey, that
Um,
pineapple's ready.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oof.
Like this thing needs to be eaten. So this will be like a
Two bite.
two bite
That's not our
pineapple.
pineapple,
Oh
though.
man, yeah, I should probably give it. We can cut it up and share it with our friend.
Mesquites? Mesquites.
Air layering mesquite.
I think that's what Renee's asking.
You definitely could. Would you want to? So there's other ways that you could probably propagate that quicker because you're not trying to get the specific flower or anything with it.
I don't
You
know.
could,
I mean, sure.
because the air layering technique will you'll keep the same mother plant. That's a really main reason. Really main reason.
Isn't that also how you can graft things?
So grafting is similar to this,
Yeah.
but a little different. So you choose the host plant and then you graft another. You put a notch. We can do that another day.
Yeah, you should do a grafting day.
But the whole
That'd be
process
cool.
is the process is similar to this, except for it's much tighter. We do a much tighter wrap. Let's see. Um, so I made these air layerings, and now it's like, okay, I'm gonna wait about 2 to 3 months before I can get these to root. And so when I water this plant, I'm gonna do a light mist up near where I air layered, just to try to keep that sphagnum moss wet. So you don't want that to dry out inside there. And that's where if the bag is too loose, it dries out too quick, or if it's too tight, then it's squeezing all the moisture out of there and it's not allowing it to breathe. So you gotta, I think I got a pretty good happy medium here. They're pretty tight. So I guess what I'm feeling for is like it's not like too compact, but I also can't like move everything with my hands. So that's the watering. Real simple. Like we did the work. You can tell, you can see like it seemed maybe a little more daunting than it actually is. The main part is just making sure when you're cutting in that you're not cutting too deep, not too shallow, and following all the rest of that the same way. And then, so common mistakes, real quick, for air layering. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, I saw Crystal was like picking the thing up, ready to talk.
I'm making sure my mesquite flowers are yellow.
So you could definitely
Can't,
try it, but the branches that you're going to use the mesquite, they need to be not the tender new ones. They'd have to be like a pencil, or like maybe in between a pencil and an expo, not like the fat one, but the skinnier expo need to be that thick. So woody on the outside, not the green growth, and not like trunk like in the middle. That's what you'd have to do for that particular tree. So we're trying to you got to make sure. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about, is to making sure that you pick a branch that is not too old and not too young, because a lot of times that's what happens.
can you use this technique for potatoes?
Potatoes, I guess you don't necessarily need to. You could 100% force a potato to root, because they'll root in your pantry.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
but the rest of the plant is a vine, so you can't air layer the vine. But underneath, a lot of times you just chop those up into segments, into quarters, and then they'll root from the eyes that are there. But you could notch this out if you wanted to see it like do make roots in a different way. Sure. Yes. One of the things with these lives is I feel like I gotta talk the whole time, so then I just talk, and my mouth gets dry.
It's okay to talk. You're providing useful information.
Hopefully you found this interesting and useful. So a couple other common mistakes as we wrap up today's episode of air layering techniques for plants. Want to make sure when you are peeling back the bark that you get all the way back to the white, so that you're fully removing the cambium ring, right? So no green. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but most of the green should be off of there. So it's almost like, I know we zoomed in, but it's almost like when you, what is it, like a cantaloupe? When you go into a cantaloupe rind and it's like green on the outside and then it gets white in the inside.
Hmm.
I think that's the fruit or
Wait,
melon.
no,
Which melon is that?
it's green on the
Or is that
outside.
never mind.
Are you talking about honeydew?
This is the reason that I don't really know, because it's more like a watermelon. When you get
Um,
closer to the rind, it's more white.
we have a send in of an idea of how you would do it. That's the branch, and that's the bag.
Ah, wait. Oh, he just poked two holes.
Yeah, you just but you can't do that with leaves. That's a bummer because I get the idea, but there's leaves on the other ends of that pencil.
So if you've got
If
yeah,
you
you'd have
just
to.
got a branch,
So we,
sure.
we have to. We're gonna
But
encourage you to
oh, no,
figure
no,
out,
no,
how
no,
do
no.
you get it around the
I
leaves.
know how. You
You z-
just slit the sides up by the Ziploc. You tuck it in, and then you zip it. You zip tie it,
yeah,
or not zip it. You just close it. You just close it up.
I like it.
I think that idea would work.
We got engineers watching. That's fun. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, so I did try to zip tie. I used the little zip on the Ziploc baggie, but I was like trying to do it quick, and uh, sometimes need to sit back and be like, oh, how could I do this a little easier? The last time I did it, I used these little guys, and I cut a hole here, took off the
Yeah.
cap, and then zip tied it.
It's cut down, like I said. So it's cut down on the sides.
Ah,
Slide it around the thing. So you don't cut all the way through. You cut down on the sides, slide it all the way in, and then
and then zip it.
zip it.
So then it would be like this straight thing instead of how I did the triangle. There was no method to my madness. I just wanted to put the bag around
It's totally fine.
it. uh, Common mistake: don't let the moss dry out. Right, sphagnum moss has to stay wet. So checking this for in the beginning once a week, and then if I see it's okay, I'm gonna check it maybe after the first month. Sometimes though you get eager. You put a pothos in water and you check it every day because you're waiting for the roots to come. Was there another comment?
I'm getting Facebook side comments.
Oh. So got to make sure that you keep it moist, and then uh, make sure don't wrap it too tight, too loose. I know I said that a lot of times, but that's a lot of times when you do that, that this thing fails. Um, and the last thing that I had written down was making sure that you don't pick a branch that's too young. So we're not up here trying to do this green, fleshy new growth, but we're also not down in the old either, right in the middle, 12 to 18 inches. So those are some common things that I've done wrong. So I want to pass that along. Make sure you don't do that. Has anybody else ever propagated something and it didn't work out? That'll be the last question. Maybe you put the pothos in the water or some other plant in some water.
I've propagated a lot of things that didn't work out.
It's like I got buckets of them here. They're working
I mean,
though.
we're just randomly growing crap all over this yard. I don't know.
This one, these are actually working here.
Stuff everywhere.
Lots of experiments over here. We have fun. So um, yeah, let us know real quick. Otherwise, we're wrapping up. Let us know if you've had any failures with propagating, because that's okay. That's part of this the whole
Renee
plant journey is messing things up and like, oh, okay, I probably did this. Maybe try it differently next time.
Renee says she does pothos all the time. And if you want to feel successful in your propagating, that's the plant to do it with. Pothos are pretty easy to propagate.
Yeah, with water,
I think succulents are actually too in some locations.
not in water.
Not in water, no.
You could probably replicate that. So we'll finish with this because Crystal's not wrong. Like here, propagating succulents through stem cuttings or leaves is really really easy to get them to root because there's a lot of available moisture, but it's not too wet for them in the bright shade. And so, like if you live in a drier area, you're going to want to put them in bright shade, and then but you got to introduce some humidity to the area, and that will help encourage them to to be easy to propagate from leaf cuttings and things like that, because we do it all the time here. Or it could be inside your house, grow light, and you've got a humidifier that's keeping the humidity. Probably needs to be like 40 to 60% to do that.
Hi, Arlene. She just got on.
Hi, thanks for joining us.
Why does it say hi, everyone? And then Arlene Among said hi.
She's there's two of her.
That's funny.
So today we just air layered this Puakenikeni tree live. If you liked what you saw, please feel free. Make sure that you give a thumbs up to the live show, and then if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, Plant Bar. We go live every Tuesday right now at 5 p.m.
Hawaii Standard.
Hawaii Standard Time, which is 8 o'clock Pacific Time.
Which means it's really late for our friend in New York right now.
Yep. And so we're giving you the nightcap over on the East Coast, but we appreciate you watching. For everybody else watching back, we really appreciate you following along and following our plant journey here. Um, and we're getting closer and closer to monetizing. So please subscribe, help us get there so we can keep creating content and keep having fun with the plants.
Oh, I'm being educated on how YouTube works because I didn't know that. So when you first log into chat, it asks you to say hi and it does a wave thing. So it probably automatically told everybody hi. That's why it said Arlene Among said hi.
Oh, hey, all right.
Hey, we learned something because
YouTube's got our back here.
we've been on YouTube for a long time. I didn't even know it did that. So that's fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's bedtime, Renee. It's time for bed. It's 9 o'clock over there. Right? 9 o'clock? I always don't know what time it is because
7, 8, 9, 9.
never know what time it is. But we are out of time, my friends.
Yeah, we're out of time. Thank you for watching, and I just want to give a shout out to
Yeah, there's
Crystal.
my rad shirt. So maybe next Tuesday my shirt will be here and
She
he'll
can
wear
wear it.
Crystal and I'll wear David.
Okay.
Or we can swap and you can
So
wear
next
yourself.
next Tuesday, we're gonna be at camp.
Oh, we are gonna
So
be
we're
at
gonna have a
camp.
different show for next
Oh, we're gonna
Tuesday.
have an interesting show because we're gonna be at camp.
Hopefully, it'll be, and Stella the mannequin will be there. That's
Stella will be
guaranteed
there because she's going to camp.
because our friends are camping with us. But we will have a show.
Oh, that's
We
gonna be
will.
so crazy.
We had the show with Alaska. Of course, it was just like here's what
Oh,
we're looking at.
can you say hi to Lou?
Lou,
Hi,
hi
Lou.
Lou. Thanks for watching. Anybody else? Is that Renee saying that?
Nope. We have different people jumping on,
Oh,
just saying
okay.
hi and wanted to say hi.
So we need an encore. I'll have to do it
And
again.
we got an encore. So next Tuesday, we will be at camp at a beach camp. And there's a lot of unique plants there. And we do live on an island, but you will be surprised on how different parts of the island look because this camp doesn't really look like you're at on an island. Some of it, right? I mean,
What do you mean?
some of the areas of the camp don't look like you're on an island. It
Where
looks
does
like
it?
you're in the forest.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's very
It's
foresty
like
looking.
woodsy. Yeah.
It's just not what you would think. So, well, not where we're camping though. We're camping in a big open area
Big old thing of grass.
because we're camping with a ton of people. And it'll be awesome. But there are
And
a bunch of unique plants there, so that'll be a good
yeah.
show.
Well, I'll have a show for that. Well, it gets real windy there, so we'll just have to make sure we have that.
Yeah, I'll have
I'll have
to
to have like
figure
a
that out.
screen.
Something.
And we'll bring the lights.
No.
Yeah, because I work a couple days next week, my day job, and I'll be commuting. So my current situation is I have 6 minutes to get to work right now, and as of next week, it's gonna take me an hour. Yay for me!
Yeah, it's gonna be a
I
long.
know some of you commute probably longer than that. I just have been spoiled with
We
not.
well, but not only do we live, it'll be a long drive for you, but everybody drives like 60 miles an hour here.
Well, nobody's in a hurry to get
Nobody's
anywhere,
driving fast, so it's an hour of slow driving.
but I won't be in a hurry either. Just be cruising
You're
along.
just cruising, and it'll be beautiful. You get
Yeah.
a beautiful view,
So I will be commuting, but we will have that show.
and we'll post some pictures of
We're
like the
gonna,
views and stuff.
we're I think we've been pretty consistent. This
Yeah,
has been we started this channel a long time ago, and then we were consistent for a little while, and then stuff happened and we just stopped, and then we picked it up and we've been doing it now. I don't know how long it's been.
a year.
I don't even think it's been a total year that we've been consistent.
I don't know.
I have zero idea.
I
It's
can
been a
look.
while
It's
though.
not that hard to look.
But we've been consistent, so we want to maintain that with these live shows, just to make sure that we keep ourselves on track here. So Crystal's gonna look how long we've been doing this for,
Yeah,
and yeah, if you've got friends that are
into
looking for something to
plants.
do on Tuesday afternoons, evenings, or late nights, tell them they can scroll on over to our channel on YouTube and chat with us for a little bit. And Crystal's still looking
Well, we're just strictly talking about live
because those are
shows.
the only things we've been consistent about. Let's be real here.
Mm, I'm going back.
So background, Crystal has a regular job that she works, and then I also have a regular job that I'm working out in addition to what we've been doing with the plants and the plant bar. So we stay
So
pretty busy,
you are right.
and but we made this commitment, and I'm making sure we stick to it.
So 5 years ago, we actually had two lives during COVID.
Okay.
We did two or three lives during COVID.
Three
We did
lives,
three lives during COVID and then we quit.
and then we didn't do any more. Well,
Uh,
that's because we
9 months
mm,
ago, we started this up again. It, I feel like that wasn't the first show, but it's showing me that the first live we ever streamed 9 months ago was the Spooky Terrarium Showdown.
that Crystal one.
Maybe.
That's because she got her friends to vote. She cheated. True story.
Man, if you look back at some of these videos, it's horrible.
How good we were at the
how
videography.
how things have
Oh,
changed.
we were so well. Hey, we're going places. We're still filming with the. This is my phone, by the way.
Yeah, we're not fancy
We're not
fancy.
fancy. We do have a little. Is this the fuzzy one? Yeah, we got a fuzzy thing, but it's not the
Thank
fancy mic.
thank you for sharing every week. We appreciate that so much.
Yeah, we really do. So
I
share with your
mean,
friends. We appreciate you guys watching, hanging out, interacting with us, and asking questions. And I'm hoping that you take this and you go try to play around with some of your plants at home. It's a lot of fun. You can make propagate your plants and then give them out as gifts.
yeah.
Share the love a little bit.
Hey, thanks for the subscribe. I saw that we got a new one.
All right. Well, we'll end this plant side chat here. Appreciate everybody watching. Again, David with the Plant Bar, and if nothing else, I'll see you next Tuesday.
At the beach.
Yep. But here. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.